Welcome to this week's episode of Under the Rock. I am Bober.
And I'm Camille Juliana.
Do you think it'd be weird if your mom was a teacher at the school?
I don't think I would like that.
Well, did you know that Mrs. Walters is both a history teacher and has 2 daughters at her school?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Well, in this next segment, we will discover what it's like to go to the same school as your mom.
Could you imagine having your parent work at the high school you go to? For some, this is a reality. Sophomore twins, Jean and Alex Walter, are in the situation every day of their school lives. Mrs. Walter, an honors US 2 history teacher, works at Glen Rock High School.
Having my mom as a teacher at the school is kind of the same thing as having a twin. It seems weird to everyone else, but I'm just used to it now, so it's not that bad.
The worst part of having my mom be a teacher at the school is probably that she knows everything that I do, no matter what.
She finds out about everything. The best part about having my mom work at the school is that if I forget something or I need her to sign something, she can, and I don't have to call home and freak out about it. She's just right there.
The best part of having my mom be a teacher at school is that I get free rides every morning. I also get to store stuff in her classroom.
Once I actually forgot a project at home and she was able to drive home and pick it up, which was really nice. If I take AP History next year, then I have to have my mom, because right now she's the only AP teacher at the school. So I guess I'm going to have her. And I guess I'll deal with that by just kind of pretending like she's a normal teacher. But it's going to be weird. I don't want to have her.
I kind of like it because I've heard she's a really good teacher and I'd like to experience that for myself. But it would also be really weird because she would be grading my stuff.
And there's no law against your parent having you as a student. It's just kind of looked down on because it's super weird, and people are afraid that the parent will either treat the child too easily or work them too hard, and I'm really scared that the second will happen. When I have my mom as a teacher, I'm probably just gonna call her Mom and not Mrs. Walter. It's stressful for both of us, and it's kind of a source of stress. It makes us both unhappy that we're gonna end up having each other.
A lot of kids don't get to see their parents that much every day. Well, I get to see her a lot every day. She can help me out with so much of the stuff that I do, like the schoolwork and stuff.
I think the worst part is that it's their school experience, and so they should be by themselves. And everybody, I remember my high school experience and how cool it was and how much fun I had. And you get to act and be yourself. And when your mom's in the building, it's kind of hard to be yourself when your mom's standing there. So I feel like sometimes I'm detracting from their experience. And at the same time, you can ask the littlest one, this is my profession. And so I'm mom at home, and I have kind of a professional personality in the classroom. And so it's difficult to be that professional mom, person when they see me as mom. So it's weird to have those two worlds collide. I now know all the curriculum, I know what they've learned all the way through. So that when in my class, I ask my kids about something when you went over this in middle school, then they go, we never learned that. And I'm like, yes, you did. I know you did, because I did a project on it. I think the other thing that is a benefit is that we're kind of there for each other. So that if they do have a problem, they have an issue, I don't know if it's good or bad for them, but we need to talk. And just to feel a little more support.
There are only a handful of students in Glen Rock who have to deal with their parents being teachers. Although there are some struggles, in the end, there are some benefits to this.
Hey Camille, do you play lacrosse?
No, I don't, but did you know that Mr. Escalante is a new boys lacrosse coach?
Oh wow, I know he's a great gym teacher, so he'll probably be a great coach too.
In our next segment, by Ian Stevenson and Andrew Perez, we take a look at the new boys lacrosse coach, Mr. Escalante.
As Glen Rock High School's boys lacrosse team enters its 11th season, there will be new leadership as GRHS alum Mike Escalante takes over as head coach, succeeding Tim Bracken, who compiled a 63-59 record in his 7 seasons, including 2 appearances in the Bergen County Tournament semifinals. We interviewed Coach Esco and several players about the program and what it will be like with a new coach.
I want to become a coach because I like the idea of having influence on athletes, both as athletes and as people. It's a very rewarding profession, not only when you win and have all the success, but at the same time, more importantly, seeing and helping students do things they didn't even realize they were able to do and accomplish. Succeeding a coach that I played under in high school is very unique. We actually have Coach Jim Egan. Hopefully he'll probably be back this year. He also coached me, but he'll also be on staff. And it's definitely, interesting. It's at the same time, it certainly helps because Coach Bracken is still working with me and kind of helping me transition. And we're definitely going to certainly incorporate some of the things Coach Bracken did last year and change some things this year. And I admire Coach Bracken as a coach. I think he did a great job. But certainly, looking for his advice, and he's been very willing to give it to me, which is good.
After asking Coach Escalante about his new position as head coach for the Glen Rock High School boys lacrosse team, we asked two players their opinion on Coach Escalante taking on the new position.
I think Coach Esco will bring a lot of energy and excitement to each practice and get the best out of all of us. And hopefully in those practices, it'll make our skills better to win some games.
I think this year Esco is taking it a lot more seriously and it'll be a better program.
I think Coach Esco is going to bring a lot of new stick skills and better drills to get better in practice and hopefully put together a good offense to be successful in the games.
Okay, my outlook is for the season is just to focus on getting better every day, No guarantees or anything like that. We just have to work. We're working very hard right now in the weight room in the off season and playing a little box lacrosse on the side. We're just taking it one day at a time and improving the program one day at a time. So we certainly have a lot of goals in terms of the league and then counties and states, but at the end of the day, the goal is really just to get better every day.
The 2015-2016 Glen Rock boys ice hockey team seems to be off to a promising start. With the state tournament coming up in a couple of weeks, we went to go check in with the players to hear what they had to say about the ice hockey team this season.
I think the season's going pretty well. I think everyone on our team is upset with the 2 ties that we have and our loss to St. Joe's. But besides that, it's spectacular.
The season's it's going good so far this year. We have 3 solid lines. We have a good 4th line too. We're all playing well. We're unfortunate we tied St. Joe's Metuchen and Morristown, but overall we're doing pretty good.
Definitely Eddie Corvelli. He's the happiest kid I know. He's never down. He's nice to everybody, and he's our leading point scorer, so we need him.
My favorite player on the team is Matt Maselli. He works really hard. He's on a strong line with Cassidy and Colin Morrow. He's putting goals and assists up. He's doing good. He's working hard.
Matt Rosario. Just a great player / goalie. Always tries hard. Always has great hair.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I've had Coach Rob Rizard as my Avalanche coach. He's good. I like his systems. He's a nice guy. So we'll see. I think we'll be good.
I think he'll really help out the team. I mean, every little bit helps and counts. So hopefully he can give us that extra push that we need.
Well, I think maybe our biggest loss is going to be losing our goalie, Matt Rosario. So we'll get to see how Ryan McCauley does in net. Maybe Ruslan Geiger, too. And we're all going to miss them. We're going to lose a lot of defensemen.
I think we'll be strong. We'll have Ryan McCauley in net. He'll be good. We're missing a lot of defense, but I think we'll be still be good. We have a lot of forwards returning. Not much D, but we'll be good.
I think it'll be pretty good. I think the underclassmen are just going to have to step up, but I think they can take on the challenge.
Hey Bober, have you ever been stuck on a deserted island?
Maybe 3 or 4 times, but I use my above-average survival skills to escape every time.
Wow, that's impressive. I wonder if any other students have had that experience.
Now let's check out mine and Connor Smith's segment about this question of the week.
Okay, if I were to bring 3 things on an island, I would bring a hatchet, a water filter, and a phone.
Hello everyone, today we're here at Glen Rock High School asking students the most essential question of all. What would they bring if they were stuck on an island?
If I were stuck in an island, what are 3 things I would want to bring? I would bring a laptop, Netflix subscription, and cookies, and then hope for rain so I could drink.
If I were stuck on an island, I would probably bring some sort of like ball to throw around, steak, probably some sort of water.
Wood, and rope to build a trebuchet, and also Andrew Bober to test it with to make sure it worked.
If I were on an island, the 3 things that I would want to have with me would be books, moisturizer, and some of my mom's pasta.
If I were on an island, I would bring a peanut butter sandwich, cement, and rope.
3 things I would bring on an island would be 1 live chicken, 1 coat hanger, and 1 piece of string.
If I were on an island, I would bring my daughter, my wife, and a lot of cable.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Salve Bober.
Salve Camille.
Mihi lice narrare de nostra diende fabula.
Ituero.
It's always nice to touch up on Latin, a very alive language, might I add.
Well, in our next segment, we take a look at the new Latin teacher, Mr. Montelbano, by Ian Dorsey and Ryan McCauley.
Salvete omnes!
Salve magister!
I attended college actually in a couple places. Started at Bergen Community, went to University of Tampa, graduated undergrad from Ramapo, and then graduated with my graduate degree from Montclair State University. In both my undergrad and my graduate degree, I actually majored in history. This was, yes, my first official teaching job. I did some permanent subbing here and there, but this was the first time where I had full control over it. Before teaching, I did my student teaching and after graduation, and then I did a lot of subbing. I did a lot of coaching in that time as well, but then eventually I went back to get my master's before winding up back in the teaching profession. I think what I like the most about teaching, I mean, to me I really love showing up and working with the language and delving further into Latin, but it's really for me the way the kids kind of get to grow with it as well. I think that's what I like to see, is the growth within them and how they start to appreciate both the culture and the language with it, and then I get to kind of go deeper and deeper into the language with them and see them kind of experience what I experienced with that language, and I think that's really rewarding, just to see the kids grow, see the kids learn and expand their mind, and then of course, I mean, I like just being able to see the students kind of grow into, from I get them as freshmen and they finally grow into, eventually I'll see most of them grow into adults when they leave Glen Rock.
Sometimes people think for a food to be healthy, it can't taste good.
But thanks to Erica Jones, Glen Rock High School was able to experience a tasting of healthy and delicious food.
Let's join Andrew Bober and Connor Smith as they covered this event.
Hello, I'm Andrew Bober, and today we are here at the cafeteria where Erica Jones, who received the grant, is showing us that healthy food can really be tasty. Alright, so how would you describe the hot cocoa?
Well, it tastes like hot cocoa. It's nice and warm and chocolatey. It tastes really good, honestly. I mean, I've just been informed that it's very healthy, but it tastes delicious.
All right, so Matt, what do you have here?
Oh, hey, Bober. I had the chili fries. I just finished those. I also have the, I believe the veggie chili, and I also have a little cup of the hot chocolate.
Oh, wow, and how do you like it?
It's actually very good. I like it a lot.
Would you buy it again?
Of course I would, yeah.
Okay, so how'd you get started with all of this?
I got a grant over the summer to do a project on healthy eating, and I've been doing that for the whole year so far.
Hey, and what is the purpose of the grant?
Basically, I want to show kids that healthy eating can, it's easy to do, and healthy food will taste good. I mean, if you mess it up, then it won't. But so I brought these people here to show kids that healthy food can taste good.
Hello, Mr. Bader. What do you have there?
Chili vegetable. It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah?
Very good flavor.
Okay, so what are 3 words that you would use to describe this food?
It's really healthy, it's delicious, and it's really appealing. And I would totally get it again.
All right, thank you so much. The food tasting was a great success. A lot of students enjoyed the food. A special thanks goes out to Erica Jones. I'm Andrew Bober. Thanks for watching.
We've all learned about the Holocaust in history, but not many of us know people who have endured it.
Well, my grandfather actually experienced it firsthand.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Here's my segment on my grandfather and his experience during the Holocaust. The Holocaust was a mass genocide that occurred in the 1940s by Adolf Hitler. Nearly 6 million Jews were killed. Abraham Kushner was a witness, and he grew up in now Ukraine, what was then Moldova. This is his story of survival.
In 1942, they start coming, the Germans, and the Romanian soldiers start coming to Moldova. Romanian soldiers. The soldiers was volunteers, they don't want to die. When you come outside, they was bidding, go home, and people start running away, other places and other places. They left the houses, they left everything what was in the house and things like that. And they're running away. And my grandfather, I remember my mother told me, he said, I'm not going nowhere. This is my home and I'm not going nowhere. But they came in and they took away my father. My father got killed by the Germans, by guns, by weapons, I don't know, my mother told me. They took away all men from the village. They took away, and then in the women they put in camps. And then my mother and all people, was hundreds of people, they heard pa 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 pa, shooting and shooting and shooting. They heard. And then people, every time come new people from the other villages, they start asking, oh, you didn't see my father, or whatever? They say, they killed everybody. And then they took the women and the children all together and they start chasing them and by the roads, by the villages, all in Ukraine, in the Ukraine. Let's say when they're running on the streets in the villages, who couldn't run fast, you could run, boom, they could run, boom, and that's it, like this. Some Christians have sympathy for the people. So they give some food, they give some clothes, whatever they can. The Germans start fighting with the Russians start fighting, and they left the people in the woods by themselves because they have to go fight with the Russians. And the people survive between other people, between Christians. A lot of Christians help. That's true. And that's it.